What it do, everyday people, man? We live up in this thing. Welcome to the live. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And we're about to get lit up in here. The Cowboys is the Cowboys are playing on Monday Night Football, so we're gonna make this quick. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the like button as you pull in. We got a wonderful video. We're gonna talk about President Donald Trump 60-minute interview. We're gonna break that down. We're gonna talk about something impactful happening in Israel. It's a very serious situation. The Dallas Cowboys just had a blocked punt and they scored a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Like, America's team, baby. America, Mike likes the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. If you don't like America's team, you're not American. Anyway, thank y'all for pulling up, man. Let's get to this video, man. Let's start with something ratchet. We got those stamps back. Everybody ready? We celebrating. We got them stamps back, dog.
Okay, so I know the food stamps hit because HEB is packed, okay? So I need y'all with the same energy to be on here saying thank you to whoever at this point, okay? Y'all.
Thank you, Donald Trump, for those food stamps.
I did all that crying and stuff.
Donald Trump wasn't about to give y'all no food stamps, man. The judge had to put him on you had to give Trump a warning, man, and he told him to release those stamps. You know, a few judges voted on that or whatever they did. It was a lawsuit filed and everything. Those contingency funds, and we got those stamps back on. Did y'all get y'all stamps? Let me know if y'all got y'all stamps.
Now it's time to get on here and make another video and say thank you. Be grateful. We love HEB. Okay.
It's November 2nd and you still ain't got those food stamps. Now, a lot of y'all thinking, oh, everybody don't get them by the 5th. Everybody get them on different days. You right. But let me show you a strategy, a way that you can check your account to see if you finna get that deposit. Because I ain't met nobody yet to tell me they got the money. Now, I had some people post and said they got $1,700 and $3,500. Like, that don't even make sense. How many kids do you have? But
for real,
some people is getting emails from their state SNAP department. It's legit. Also, if you got the EBT Edge app, log in. So log in with your login and password. And you know, on that screen, it's going to show you your balance. It's going to show you your pending benefits. Okay? What it's showing is zero pending benefits. Then there's going to be a message at the top. You may not receive your November benefits. Well, it's already past November 1st. Then if you click on the bell, it say click on the bell for more. It say contact your local state and see about your benefits. Now, I don't know if different states is doing something different. I ain't heard yet. But you can check that out and see you ain't got nothing pending. Have y'all heard this?
All right, here's an update on what states will get benefits for SNAP and what states, unfortunately, will not. The states that will are Connecticut, Louisiana, Vermont, New Mexico, Rhode Island, Nevada, California, Maryland, New York, Oregon, and Virginia. All of these states will give some kind of benefits to those who normally receive SNAP. The states that will receive no benefits as of now are Georgia, Florida, Alabama, and Texas. This can change, but for right now, unfortunately, those 4 states will not receive benefits. If you are in any of those 4 states and you usually receive SNAP and you need help, please comment below or contact me in my DM. I love you guys so much. I will be going city to city delivering groceries on my own. I love you guys. Be blessed. Bye.
Yeah, the grocery stores in Oklahoma are clear. It's clear. You can go in there and run free. There's nobody in the aisles. In fact, you don't even have to look for a person that's not checking out, because there are no cashiers at the checkout line because it's empty in Oklahoma. Empty.
What states will get?
I'll start. I'll start.
We want to see that balance, fool. He want to show us the EB. He probably has some saved over. Because as a dad, I don't just buy bull crap. And I don't have food stamps, but I don't just buy bull crap. So I'm pretty sure he got some stamps from last month. Check them dads.
So I just walked into Foods for Less. I just need to come in here and grab 1 or 2 things. But the store is damn near empty. There's hardly anybody in here, see? And it's the first of the month. I mean, this lady was like, I don't mean to be mean, but I'm glad it's like this because I just came in here to get 2 things.
I'm telling you, these grocery stores is empty. The first of the month, this is the Foods for Less on 87th, baby. This place be cracking. Ain't nobody in here. They saving them stamps if they did get them, or they stamps probably got delayed. But there ain't nobody really shopping in this bad fella.
So there were people I've been seeing posting in Georgia that said they lost their benefits and the EBT machines are not working. Can you confirm, whatever city you're in, if you lost your benefits, as well as if the EBT machine is working in your area, if you left any benefits on your card? I know a lot of people was stating that they were told to use all their benefits up before November 1st. Can you all please confirm what's going on?
I know when I went to the store Saturday, and the EBT machine was not working at the grocery store. Yeah, that flow was, I did notice that flow was raggedy.
So I just walked into Food.
Place be cracking.
Look at that flow raggedy.
Ain't nobody in here. They saving them stamps if they did get them, or
they got the original floor.
So there were people I've been seeing posting in Georgia that said they lost.
Y'all hear that, right? Absolutely nothing. Ain't nobody complaining about not having food stamps. You want to know why? You want to know why? Because everybody got their food stamps. You want to know where everybody at? Everybody is at the hibachi China buffet. Everybody, they is happy-go-lucky. Everybody got extra money that them freed up. They taking their family to hibachi China buffet, and everybody's relieved. Ain't nobody talking about they ain't getting their food stamps, because they getting their food stamps. Congratulations, I'm so glad y'all getting y'all food stamps. Everybody just happy-go-lucky. Happy-go-lucky.
Nah, there is no such thing as an EBT machine, but inside the credit card machine is EBT, and it say EBT not working. So whether it's a machine or it's the same machine as your credit card, EBT ain't working. So let's not be technical. Or yes, we are watching the Cowboys game, and it's halftime, and we down by 3. We, as America, stay. You're not American if you're not a Cowboys fan. Anyway, straight up, people like, oh shit, The food stamps hit. We ain't got to spend our own money. Let's go. Let's go to dinner. Y'all should be going to Golden Corral. You know what I'm saying? Not eating no hibachi or crab legs and seafood boils and stuff like that. Anyway, seafood boils are overrated unless you make them from home and you do your own sauce. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I don't think people should be really going out spending money frivolously because you never know. That's what I be talking about. Exactly what I was talking about in, I don't even know if I released those videos yet, but what I was talking about, and when all the people who got these food stamps and they don't know how to save, and so when they come to this moment right now where they are having to depend on the money that they have in their pocket, instead of saving that money for another rainy day and putting that to a savings account for another rainy day, they go and spend it, spending 150 on feeding 5 people at a hibachi grill because they know they're gonna have food at home this month. But we don't even know what's gonna happen next month. Like the way that people are predicting that this shutdown is gonna last through the beginning of the year, yeah, you better be saving every penny if you own food stamps, regardless, because you don't know what's gonna happen next month, and you better not go out there and buy a bunch of perishable items. You should buy stuff that's gonna last because you don't know when you're gonna be able to, don't be going in there buying bell peppers and get you some frozen vegetables. You can get some frozen vegetables, you know what I'm saying? Some okra, some peas, some corn, stuff like that. But don't be out there buying no fresh stuff. Don't be doing unless you're gonna use it right then.
What did you get out of this deal that you wanted?
All right, so this is the full 60 minutes. We're not gonna watch the full one. I'll probably play it at the end and go do my damn big one, and then we'll get back to it.
President Donald Trump sits down with 60 Minutes.
What are you doing as president to end the shutdown?
New CBS Sunday and streaming on Paramount Plus. President.
Did anybody watch the 60 Minutes interview? And if you did, put in the chat what you think about it. I have my own observation of what the 60 Minutes. Now, if y'all can recall, why Donald Trump sued CBS and 60 Minutes before, it was because of the first 60 Minutes interview that he did in his first term as president, and they cut out a lot of stuff. And watching different news outlets and stuff, because I've been on my political journey. They did exactly what they did the last time. They cut out a lot of stuff, and the one that they played on 60 Minutes, because 60 Minutes is not actually 60 Minutes, but it's an hour-long show. And but that's why they released the full interview. They released the full interview because, like, the full interview, I believe, was like 73 minutes. So they released the full interview because they didn't want to be sued, because they had to chop up the interview to fit in their time slot. But the last time they did not release the full interview. Thank you, Juan Martinez. I appreciate you for the floating hearts, man. I appreciate it, man. Make sure y'all hit that the little gifts, man. All the gifts are appreciated. We need them gifts over here, man. Bruh ain't got no food stamps and shit is high, okay? So, appreciate you. But yeah, the interview was quite interesting, and my observation of the full interview, it sounds like, man, Trump don't be lying, but Trump is a bullshitter. Like, somebody that'll tell you everything that they want to do and how they want to do it, but they never gonna do it. But he's brutally honest. with how he feels. But he's a bullshitter, which is good to, it's good for him. I don't think it's good for me, but I think it's good for him. Like for what everything that he's done, he makes it sound good, but he's never gonna get the stuff that he gets done. Or what he never gonna get the stuff that he wants to get done. Because he's a bullshitter. But everything he says about the economy, he says the economy's great. he says prices on groceries is down. I don't know what America Trump is living in, but the one we living in, man, grocery is high the motherfucker. If you got food stamps, you lucky. You know? But there's a few things that's happened to Trump that I wouldn't say that actually happened. And check out these gold fixtures. Fit for a king.
One potential flashpoint with China, probably the potential flashpoint with China in the coming years, is over the issue of Taiwan. The Chinese military is encroaching on Taiwan's sea lanes, its airspace, its cyberspace. I know you have said that Xi Jinping wouldn't dare move militarily on Taiwan while you're in office. But what if he does? Would you order U.S. forces to defend Taiwan?
You'll find out if it happens. And he understands the answer to that.
Why not say
This
it?
never even came up yesterday as a subject. He never brought it up. People were a little surprised at that. He never brought it up because he understands it, and he understands it very well.
Do you mind if I ask, when you say he understands, why not communicate that publicly to the rest of us? What does he understand?
I don't want to give away. I can't give away my secrets. I don't want to be one of these guys that tells you exactly what's going to happen if something happens. The other side knows, but I'm not somebody that tells you everything because you're asking me a question, but they understand what's going to happen. And he has openly said, and his people have openly said at meetings, we would never do anything while President Trump is president because they know the consequences.
I don't think that's what he said. He said what he meant. He said they not gonna take the first swing, but you're not gonna be able to take a second. That is what he said. So I think since Trump is stopping all wars, he should be if he becomes the peace president, he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. But that means keeping us out of wars. Not just stopping wars, but keeping us out of them.
President.
So why won't Putin end this war?
But Nora, that was Joe Biden's war, not my war. I inherited that stupid war.
As the bloodiest land war in Europe since World War II continues.
But just a little list of look at this, wars.
President Trump wanted to make sure we saw the list of 8 international conflicts he says he's been able to end since returning to office.
And you have branded yourself the peace president.
Well, I think I did pretty good.
Since returning to office.
Let's see, we got the Cambodia and Thailand war, the Kosovo and Serbia war, the DRC and Rwanda, the Pakistan and India, the Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia and Azerbaijan, Israel and Hamas. The Israel and Hamas is in red. You know why? Because they not finished. They not finished yet. Israel still shooting at them fools. We're going to get on Israel later on in the conversation.
And you have branded yourself the peace president.
Well, I think I did pretty good. I solved, those are 8 of the 9 wars I solved. You know how I solved them? I said, in many cases, in 60%, I said, if you don't stop fighting, I'm putting tariffs on both of your countries and you're not going to be able to do business with the United States.
Why isn't that working with Putin?
It is working with Putin, I think. President.
So why won't...
Yeah. Donald Trump is Donald Trump does one thing good. He can speak to dictators. He can speak to Kim Jong-un. He can speak to Putin. He can speak to President Xi. And luckily, China is still willing to talk. We don't have beef with China. But we not seeing eye to eye on a lot of things. And TikTok, tariffs, all that stuff we don't see eye to eye with China on. People like us, small business owners buying things from China and selling them here in America, they don't see eye to eye on that stuff. But we won't go to war with China. But what China is doing, China is aligning themselves with countries in South America so they can have access closer to America, as we do over there in Asia. We're all over Asia, so it's no different. But that's why he's putting pressure on Venezuela, because once he gets that Venezuelan Moran out there, Maduro, once he get Maduro out of there, oh, China's out of there, Russia's out of there. That's all, and I get it, and I agree with it. I mean, because I'm American first. We don't need them over here with no, hydrogen bombs across the Gulf of Mexico, the Gulf of America. America first, baby.
Recently, Americans have been watching videos of ICE tackling a young mother, tear gas being used in a Chicago residential neighborhood, and the smashing of car windows. Have some of these raids gone too far?
No, I think they haven't gone far enough, because we've been held back by the judges, by the liberal judges that were put in by Biden and by Obama.
You're okay with those tactics?
Yeah, because you have to get the people out. You have to look at the people. Many of them are murderers. Many of them are people that were thrown out of their countries because they were,
Recently, Americans have been watching videos of...
Something that Trump said? Trump said some interesting things in it, about, like, I was watching a video and they were comparing what he said to the Purge. Yes, comparing what ICE is doing to the Purge. Like, we just need a little bit of time to get these to do whatever we want, and it'll scare them from coming back into America. Don't come to America, because we gonna purge you, and it's happening. But just we gonna get to that.
Not to mention, are you kidding me? This guy wants to create a ballroom for his rich friends while completely turning a blind eye to the fact that babies are going to starve when the SNAP benefits end in just hours from now? Come on. So I'm not going to be distracted by, does the guy have a big hammer? What about those babies?
And as for the president, he has been focused on critical issues like paving over the Rose Garden so folks don't get mud on their shoes, and gold plating the Oval Office and building a $300 million ballroom. So Virginia, here's the good news. If you can't visit a doctor, don't worry. He will save you a dance.
Not to mention, are you...
Yeah, I didn't like Kamala's foul mouth. And all that filth, Florida filth. But you know what? She did mention the babies. You know what I'm saying? If you're a speaking representative or any high power, anything in America, all you gotta do is mention babies, single mothers, and elderly, and people gonna automatically believe you. This is just a clip of top Democrats just talking about this damn ballroom. Like, this ballroom is not the end of the world. I ain't gonna lie. I understand, but this ballroom is this is the least of our problems. I don't even like talking about it. I don't even like Democrats talking about it. Let's let the fucking ballroom go. Okay, let it go. It's happening. Construction that he done tow it down, so you gotta build it back up. Let it go. So what we need to be focused on is our opening our government back up. But is Obama and Kamala over there talking to the Democrats about this shit? About what they gonna do? What's their plan? What's the contingency plan? You know, Donald Trump says that he is willing to negotiate after they sign the one big beautiful bill. Should they do that? Fuck no, they shouldn't. But I wouldn't believe shit Trump told me he was gonna do if I signed that one big beautiful bill. You know, bullshit. Cause after that, you got all the power. You got everything you wanted. They want Trump to negotiate prior to. The Democrats want Trump to negotiate prior to, but they not coming with. The Republicans are not budging. One thing you better look out in the next coming weeks is who's going to flip. If they can get anybody to flip, and I'm telling you, there are some Republicans that are willing to flip and make some changes in that one big beautiful bill. Once the Democrats get a few Republicans to flip, that will change anything, because then the side, it'll become too one-sided and they won't get enough votes. But I believe they're gonna hold out. So if you got your food stamps for November, you better save them bitches. You better save them. You better save them. Pragmatic says, hell no, don't let that go along with all other crap he pulls. He's counting on us to throw our hands up. You absolutely right. Thank you, Evolve, for the floating hearts. I appreciate it. Listen, hey, they are. Donald Trump and the Republicans, man, listen. Y'all better be writing y'all senators. Y'all better be writing them. Email them. Leave a message with the secretary. Do something. And if you're going to support this, if you're going to support the Democrats right now, y'all better show them that y'all support them and y'all appreciate what's happening. Because it's going to be a cold winter. And if you support Republicans, and man, y'all gonna have to see it through. Because if what the Democrats are saying is gonna happen with high Medicaid and Medicare costs, if that happens, Republicans, y'all gonna have to eat that. And I ain't willing to eat that. I ain't gonna take it sitting down. If we gotta pay more for my grandmother's insurance, I'm not gonna take it sitting down. It's gotta be done, but I'm not gonna take it sitting down. I'm gonna talk shit.
Now approaching the longest shutdown in American history.
Democrats' fault.
Under your presidency, we're talking about more than 1 million federal workers who are not getting a paycheck, including our air traffic controllers. You see there's traffic snarls out at the airports now. Sure. This weekend, food aid for more than 42 million Americans is set to expire. What are you doing as president to end the shutdown?
All we're doing is we keep voting. I mean, the Republicans are voting almost unanimously to end it, and the Democrats keep voting against ending it. You know, they've never had this. This has happened like 18 times before. The Democrats always voted for an extension, always saying, give us an extension, we'll work it out. They've lost their way. They've become crazed lunatics. And all they have to do, Nora, is say, let's vote.
Now,
he keeps saying that. Let's vote. Let's vote. No. 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 He said, you know what? if it wasn't going my way, I would blame the other side too. They don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. When you about to divorce your wife and or your husband or whatever, and they don't want to sign them divorce papers. That's what this is. Cause somebody feels that somebody's getting unfairly treated in the system. And if I sign those papers, it'll be the end of me. A wife that got cheated on or a wife that got, abused and wants to divorce her husband and he won't sign them papers because she trying to take him to the cleaners. Yeah, that's what that is. A husband not wanting to sign them papers because he knows that his wife didn't work for or didn't earn or didn't put a dime or red cent on anything. And he like, she not gonna live her best life off of my dime. That's what the Democrats are. The Democrats are the scorned husband who don't want to pay the Republicans. You Republicans over there acting like battered women. That's crazy.
Your intent to deport people who do not have a criminal record.
We have to start off with a policy, and the policy has to be you came into the country illegally, you're going to go out. However, you've also seen you're going to go out, we're going to work with you, and you're going to come back into our country legally.
Your intent to deport.
Lies. Once you out, you out. They taking names. Bro, once you get out this country, Trump is going to put you on a no-fly list. Okay? Listen. I know some your gas station workers. Go look at your gas station workers. They families. A person comes over here for a year or 2 years. They get on a work visa or a school visa. They come here, then they got to leave for another year. Then they'll come back after that year is up and they reapply for their visa. They do it all the time. It's countries and people that do it all the time. Yes, they come to America legally. Yes, they get their education. They work. They are productive citizens. Yes, they are. It's the people who are coming over as asylum seekers. If you go to Canal Street in New York City, all those Sudanese people that was out there selling all that stuff, it's clear right now. Go look on any TikTok and type in Canal Street, New York City. It's clear. Because those people were in our country and they weren't trying to get legal. Because they could still work, they could still make a living or do whatever. Man, I'm not saying I'm against immigration. I'm just saying at some point you got to do it legally. Why? Because Trump is making it an issue that you do it. Biden led over a bunch of asylum seekers, which, of course, in Venezuela, we heard the lady say they're putting people in starving them in those concentration camps. They don't have no running water. They don't have a great electrical system. Like, the whole infrastructure is trashed over there. And they coming over here because they getting murdered by gangs, rival gangs, all this stuff, leaving Venezuela. So what did they do? They came here and they sought out asylum, and that's how they got in. Because as long as you seek an asylum from your third world country of Venezuela, that's why Trump is so hell-bent on Venezuela. Because Biden let all them people in. We just heard this stuff the other day. Now, what's right or wrong, it does matter, but you can't change the fact. The fact is Donald Trump is trying to rid America of all the asylum seekers who benefit from our tax dollars and are not trying to become legal citizens. They still want to represent their country, which is fine. You can have pride, like you got black pride, I wouldn't say white pride because I don't know if that'd be racist, but I'm pretty sure as a white person, you're proud of America, your heritage as an Irish person or as a whatever Italian or whatever the hell, you know. I'm not talking about race stuff. I'm talking about being proud that you are who you are and where your people come from. So, but at the end of the day, we Americans, so we be happy to be Americans. And you got to be here legally. He not gonna let you back in. He just lied to you. He said if you leave peacefully, we'll bring you back in. He lied. You on a no-fly list forever.
Actually, 60 Minutes paid me a lot of money, and you don't have to put this on because I don't want to embarrass you, and I'm sure you're not. I think you have a great new leader, frankly, because the young woman that's leading your whole enterprise is a great, from what I know, I don't know her, but I hear she's a great person. But 60 Minutes was forced to pay me a lot of money because they took her answer out that was so bad, it was election changing 2 nights before the election, and they put a new answer in. And they paid me a lot of money for that. You can't have fake news. You've got to have legit news. And I think that it's happening.
Mr. President?
I see good things happening in the news. I really do. And I think one of the best things that happen is this show and new ownership, CBS and new ownership. I think it's the greatest thing that's happened in a long time to a free and open and good press. Actually, 60 Minutes.
All right, the caption says, in an edited out part of the Trump interview, Trump brags about extorting CBS for millions for editing out a part of Kamala's interview. I told y'all. He sued them. They paid him a lot of money. Trump, he's suing the American people right now. America, baby. He's suing y'all's asses.
With state and local elections coming up Tuesday, we asked the president about the highly anticipated mayoral race that includes former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo and Zohran Mamdani.
Zohran Mamdani, 34-year-old Democratic socialist. He's the front
Communist, not socialist, communist. He's far worse than a socialist.
Some people have compared him to a left-wing version of you, charismatic, breaking the old rules. What do you think about that?
Well, I think I'm a much better looking person than him, right?
With state and local elections coming up.
Brutally honest. That is Trump, okay? Brutally honest. Brutally honest Donald Trump. My bro T6 in the building, man. Hey, brutally honest Donald Trump. He don't give a damn. He don't care to answer if he likes Mamdani. He don't like Mamdani or Cuomo. He said if I had to vote for a communist or a Democrat, I'll vote a Democrat every day. He called it Cuomo the Democrat and Mamdani the communist. It's that bad when Donald Trump says he'll vote for a Democrat, right?
Can you try sending ICE agents into the city or the National Guard? How does the Mamdani administration respond?
I agree with Police Commissioner Tisch that we do not need the National Guard in New York City. So often the justification for the deployment of the Guard is the language of safety. Now, if it was safety and crime that President Trump was actually concerned about, he would send the National Guard to the top 8 out of 10 states with crime rates, but they're all run by Republicans, so he would never dare. This is, in fact, about intimidation. This is about trying to make us back off from what makes so many of us proud to be New Yorkers. I will not be the mayor that we have today who went on national television and opened the door to civil immigration enforcement. I will be the mayor that stands up for our sanctuary city policies, that stands up for every single New Yorker's right to live in this city, and the mayor who will hold everyone accountable to the law, no matter who they are.
Just before his big meeting with Chinese leaders.
Hold on, let me play this.
Okay, I made it.
The government at the time said that CZ had caused significant harm to U.S. national security, essentially by allowing terrorist groups like Hamas to move millions of dollars around. Why did you pardon him?
Okay, are you ready? I don't know who he is. I know he got a 4-month sentence or something like that, and I heard it was a Biden witch hunt.
In 2025, his crypto exchange Binance helped facilitate a $2 billion purchase of World Liberty Financial's stablecoin. And then you pardoned CZ. How do you address the appearance of pay for play?
Well, here's the thing. I know nothing about it because I'm too busy doing the other.
But he got a
only
pardon.
tell you that.
But he got a
No,
pardon.
I can only tell you this. My sons are into it. I'm glad they are because it's probably a great industry, crypto. I think it's good. You know, they're running a business. They're not in government.
And there it is. Donald Trump just admitted on camera that he pardoned someone without even knowing who they are. Not that he forgot their name, not that he's a little fuzzy on the details. He quite literally said, I don't know who he is, and I know nothing about it, about someone he personally pardoned. And just to be clear about what we're talking about here, Changpeng Zhao, or CZ, isn't some random low-level nobody. This is the founder of Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange, who pleaded guilty to violating the Bank Secrecy Act and enabling money laundering. He was sentenced to 4 months in prison, and Trump just pardoned him without knowing who he is.
The government at the time...
You know, this is my stance on that. Donald Trump has no freaking clue who Kodak Black is. No clue. So Kodak Black, I can't recall everything he went to jail for, but Donald Trump pardoned him. Donald Trump has probably never heard a Kodak Black song. If I would recommend a song to Donald Trump, of a Kodak Black song to Donald Trump, it would be Super Gremlins. But my thing is, I'm not mad at him for not knowing. It's the optics of it. It is that your family is in cohorts with this person, along with the Winklevoss twins. Okay? It's more. There are more crypto billionaires that Trump family is in bed with. But he say he don't know. But people in his family, because he hires his family, DEI or nepotism or however you want to call it, he hires them and they give him all this information. This is a fact. Is it illegal? Yes, it is. I'm not saying it's not illegal. I mean, I'm not saying it isn't. It may. I don't know. It may be. It may be stupid. It could be. It's more stupid than it is anything. You know. But Trump has to trust his cabinet. Trump has to trust the people that he put in place to handle those small things. He has bigger fish to fry, like his ballroom. Listen, I was watching another creator talk about comparing Donald Trump's ballroom to a Obama library. Although I didn't like the rhetoric, but I did understand that shit looked fucked up. And, you know, Donald Trump is a lot of things, but stupid he's not. And to act stupid about somebody you pardon, who's a billionaire, who you like to keep in your pockets, and who your family has ties with, you're not that stupid. I don't think Donald Trump is that stupid whatsoever. But he'll act stupid. Just like Donald Trump shitting on Americans and posting those AI videos, posting the AI video of Jeffries in a sombrero, Man, Trump know what he doing. He not stupid, but he'll act stupid. Oh, well, I didn't know it was racist. I just thought it was a funny joke. I just want to play with. I want to put the Trump 2028 hat out there. I'm just toying with him. I'm just trolling him. Trump ain't stupid. He know what he doing. Steve Bannon already gave the play. But this lady will take him as stupid. And I think that's very stupid.
Just before his big meeting with Chinese leader Xi Jinping, Donald Trump made, I guess you could call it a surprise announcement, posting, quote, "I have instructed the Department of War to start testing our nuclear weapons on an equal basis. That process will begin immediately. Thank you for your attention to this matter." There you go. Just a totally normal president talking about nuclear weapons in a totally normal way. And what could go wrong? This announcement really came out of nowhere, and it's not even clear what kind of nuclear tests he means or why it's so urgent to do them now. And when reporters tried to get some clarity from the president, he only made things much more confusing.
They seem to all be nuclear testing. We have more nuclear weapons than anybody. We don't do testing. We've halted it many years ago. But with others doing testing, I think it's appropriate that we do also.
Others are testing? Like who? We don't really have any idea what he's talking about because the other nuclear superpowers, Russia and China, have not detonated a live nuclear weapon since the 1990s. America itself has not detonated one since 1992, which is 33 years ago. So it's really unclear what exactly is motivating Donald Trump to do this right now, to put out that statement last night. What is notable, and might not be a coincidence, that it comes just after the streaming service Netflix released a provocative new movie on this very subject.
Stratcom is asking for launch instructions right now. I'm gonna need you to breathe.
We are talking about hitting a bullet with a bullet.
So it's a f***ing coin toss? That's what $50 billion buys us?
Get in the car and just start driving.
If we do not take steps to neutralize our enemies now, we will lose our window to do so.
So that's the trailer for the Netflix movie House of Dynamite, which portrays a nightmare scenario in which the United States is revealed to be far more vulnerable to a nuclear attack than many would like to believe. That movie is, of course, a work of fiction. And yet the Pentagon was reportedly so anxious over that film, they issued an internal memo arguing all the ways that the doomsday scenario depicted in the movie is inaccurate. So clearly that movie struck a nerve inside the Trump administration. Could it have gotten under Trump's skin too? Could it have prompted, let's say, a surprise announcement post about resuming nuclear tests? We don't know. What we do know is that the whole point of having a nuclear arsenal is deterrence. Our nuclear strike capacity is what ensures that America's enemies think twice before taking action against us. Just before...
Yeah. All I want to say is you can't... When people be like, when people be like, China, us in Oklahoma ain't saying that, where the White House is, aim for the White House. Man, I don't want y'all to aim for America at all. Why are we even thinking about going to a war where you'll try to end it all? Like, you really want to end it all? I remember watching that Terminator movie where all those bombs were set off. Bro, you know how scary that was? I was like, ooh, America, the world is in a terrible place.
We have seen the CEO of all the major airlines come out. The union that represents the air traffic controllers all support the Republican position of just quickly fund the government with a short-term clean spending bill. The American Federation of Government Employees also echoing that. AFSA, which represents the diplomats our country has, are coming out and saying that. They're saying in high-threat posts, they don't have armored vehicles because they can't afford to repair them. Cyber attacks are up. Consular officers are paying out of pocket to visit ill or incarcerated Americans. Medication shipments aren't arriving. Bills aren't being paid. At what point does all of this pain and pressure end the shutdown?
I hope it ends this week.
Frankly, I see it from my folks. I was greeting voters yesterday. We have early vote for our gubernatorial election. But I hear people also very angry at this president. I mean, we knew this wasn't going to end unless Donald Trump was back in the country. He's now back in the country. He got to go ahead and put America first and sit down with us, deal with the healthcare shortage, deal as well, and to show the just cruelty of this administration. There was $6 billion set aside for SNAP benefits. He's had judges say, spend that money. We're still waiting to see whether the administration wants to appeal that. Get the money out to people in need. Sit down with us, get this resolved this week, and let's get everybody back to work.
When you say it's going to end this week, does that mean you're going to see more Democrats cross the aisle and agree to vote for a short-term spending bill? 3 have.
What we've seen from your polling and everything else, it's a pox on both your houses.
Yeah.
We got to put this to bed. It's going to require Trump in the room. It's why the bipartisan conversation so far, I don't think we'll ever get to yes, because unfortunately my Republican colleagues can't move on anything without a Trump sign-off. Trump has spent enough time going out there now trying to audition for a Nobel Prize, running around the world. Come back and put America first, sit down, and let's get this resolved. It can be done in an hour using Donald Trump terms.
But to be clear, what is the Democratic ask at this point to get that? Because Leader Thune has said, hey, I'll talk to you about health care, open the government first.
The Democratic ask is everyone as of Saturday saw health care rates skyrocket.
Right.
This is an immediate crisis, too.
Right, we've blown past that date of
we
November
can
1st.
deal with this jointly, but it's going to require the active intervention of the president.
Meaning you need to see some sort of negotiation on an extension to government health care subsidies before voting
President
to reopen
Trump
the
has
government?
ended up, and I'm a big supporter of Ukraine, has met more with Vladimir Zelensky this year than he's met with any Democratic
So the
leadership.
ask is the meeting.
The meeting is, let's sit down and resolve it. I can't believe Donald Trump, the great deal maker of deal makers, who at least how he presents himself, sitting down with us, we couldn't reach an agreement in an hour.
But at this point, what I hear you saying is you are not willing to cross the aisle for an immediate short-term funding bill that is clean. You still need a negotiation over health care.
If the notion of at least sitting down to talk about health care, making sure that $6 billion that is set aside for SNAP benefits gets paid out so people don't go hungry, and we get the government reopened. Again, the President of the United States has said, when he was not president, that it's the responsibility of a president to end shutdowns. He has paid no attention to this shutdown. He stopped his many international trips. Come, sit down, and let's get this resolved.
And there's been outreach, or there hasn't been outreach?
There's lots of conversations.
So when you say you're optimistic, or would you say you're optimistic about it happening this week?
As what your poll indicated, people are pox on both your houses at this point. Get the darn thing open, deal with the healthcare cliff. Don't let people go hungry when we've got money set aside on SNAP. That can all be accomplished sooner than
I don't think he answered the question. Did y'all hear him answer the question? I don't think he answered the question, but he didn't answer what is it that Democrats are wanting. And he could simply say what they're trying to fund. And if Donald Trump is not coming to meet with you guys, it's because y'all not negotiating. The Democrats aren't negotiating either. They're coming to the table, but they're still standing firm on what they want. Now, once they come to the table and be like, I'm willing to negotiate and we could talk about this stuff. They want to take some stuff off the table, the Republicans. The Democrats want to come to the table with everything that they laid out and are unwilling to negotiate prior to the negotiations. And that's a problem. And that's where we at. And I don't think the Democrats are, what they're asking, I think is too much. They're asking for too much in the negotiations. Donald Trump is going to pass that one big beautiful bill whether they like it or not. You already see that Donald Trump is willing to take the nuclear option. John Thune is not willing to take the nuclear option. Donald Trump ain't. Donald Trump, he wanna just get rid of the Democrats. If he could get rid of all the Democrats right now, he'll do it. So that's where we at right now. And he didn't answer if they are willing to negotiate. He said they're willing to do talks. Donald Trump won't talk to him, but go talk to everybody else. Like, make this stuff happen within the hour. But I think they have a plan, but I don't think that doesn't fit within the one big beautiful bill, because Donald Trump is cutting everything. So you got just two people arguing for the same shit, or not the same shit. They're arguing to hold their position, but neither one of them is trying to budge. So think about it like this: if they don't come to an agreement, we'll be here. We'll be doing the same thing. We'll be 50 votes and we'll be into a new year, and SNAP benefits cut off, Medicaid cut off, and then they're gonna start coming for the American people, and we can't do nothing. We still gotta eat, and y'all gonna see a lot of anarchy in the next coming weeks. I'm not saying go out there and do some stupid shit. I'm just saying people will be desperate enough to do some stupid shit, and you're gonna see it real soon.
Burhan Mandami, 34-year-old Democratic. Some people have compared him to a left-wing version of you, charismatic.
Let's get to this right here.
Hey, well, breaking fuck the news. This is some of the wildest news you're ever going to hear, and I know you haven't heard about it because America's propaganda machine is bullshit. A top IDF chief, I'm going to show her picture here. This woman resigned from her position yesterday and went missing for several hours after she's a whistleblower, essentially. She approved the release of footage of IDF soldiers graping Palestinian detainees. She was later discovered near the coastline of Tel Aviv, where I'm going to assume she's detained. The article doesn't really give too much information on this, but she's facing backlash and death threats. Me personally, once I read the article, I didn't go any further. I didn't want to go see the video. Apparently, the video is horrific. So 50-50, we're never going to see this woman again. But apparently the video's fucked. So I haven't seen it. I won't go see it. I'm not going to watch it. So if you go see it, Godspeed. Hey, well, breaking fuck the...
Now, two of Israel's most senior military legal officials have been arrested over the leak of a video allegedly showing Israeli soldiers physically and sexually abusing a Palestinian prisoner. Former military advocate General Yifat Tomer Yerushalayim and the IDF's former chief prosecutor, Matan Solomesh, were detained last night on suspicion of leaking the footage and then allegedly trying to cover it up. She resigned from her post on Friday, saying she took full responsibility for the leak. Now, two of Israel's most senior...
This is insane. So the IDF is investigating this Major General, but it's not for the reason that you would expect. So you might remember this video from last year. It's from State Teman, one of the Zionist prisons where Palestinians are taken hostage without any charge. And then this video went viral last year, and it shows over here some soldiers putting up some shields and hiding behind it. They've taken a Palestinian prisoner and very clearly sexually abusing him behind these shields. This tall, ugly fella here in the middle is one of the culprits of the sexual abuse. He was named and exposed after the video was leaked, and he was celebrated within Israeli society. He's brought onto TV here as a guest. He was paraded all around. They celebrated him for his acts. And we all saw the scenes of this lovely Israeli society where people were literally protesting in the streets for the right to rape. They were angry that some of these soldiers who committed these crimes were stepped down and investigated for this crime of sexual violence. They were angry. We should be allowed to rape Palestinians as we please. So that brings me back to this lovely lady over here, Major General Yifat Tomer Yerushalmi. She's one of the top military lawyers, one of the top military prosecutors in the IDF, and she's being investigated with regards to this case of rape, of sexual violence that we saw last year, she's not one of the culprits. She's not one of the people that carried out the sexual violence. She's being investigated because it's been revealed that she's the one, or her office, are the ones who leaked the video to the media. So rather than investigating and prosecuting those who are committing sexual violence against prisoners who haven't even been charged, they're investigating the one who's leaked the videos. They're accusing her of blood libel against the military. She's being called a traitor against the military, a traitor against the state of Israel. This is what Israel stands for. They don't charge those who commit violence. They don't charge those who commit sexual violence and rape. They don't charge those who commit war crimes. They charge those who expose them. This case should just highlight that the problem with the Zionists is not one or two people. It's not Netanyahu. It's not his government. It is the entire society. This occupation has been built on crimes. It's been built on genocide. It's been built on ethnic cleansing, on the torture of Palestinians. This entire society is rotten to the core. And this is just another example of why we need to work for the removal of Zionism in its entirety. This is what they stand for. This is it.
Yeah, man, I'm telling y'all, a lot of people are on the fence about what's going on between Israel and Palestine. Basically, Democrats or socialists, whatever you want to call them, socialist people, are defending Hamas. It's obviously a one-sided war. Like, Hamas is a dangerous group from what you can see online, chopping people's heads off and stuff, or what they want to show you as propaganda, because America is backing Israel, right? So American shows what the Hamas is doing to Israelis. But then when you see a video from people in Palestine, and you be like, damn, they bombing the shit out of them. You know, the women and children. I get to use that for a change. The women and children, they're being bombed. It's terrible over there. Donald Trump. Yeah, this is one. If you want to stop a war, Donald Trump, I think this will be the one. This will get America in shape if you stop this war, but I don't think it will. This leaked footage and this woman and that guy being arrested for exposing the corruption that's happening and the injustice to the Palestinian prisoners. It's crazy. And then you be like, damn, is that really happening? But then you look at the videos of the Palestinians getting bombed, and y'all celebrating people getting raped. That's kind of crazy. I'm not even in this fight, and I'm not on the fence of what I think is right and wrong. I'm more or less like, I don't know what the fuck they got going on over there. And I'm not finna be like, oh, I support Israel or I support Hamas, because I don't think I'm gonna support a terrorist group. But I do think both sides can go at this a little bit different. But America backs Israel. And America first, baby. But we don't need to be in that. We don't need to be worrying about that too much. We need to worry about it enough. We need to send some humanitarian aid over there to stop the war, but I don't think we need to be involved in it too much, because that right there is dividing America. You saw all the people who are supporting the Palestine. I don't think it's Palestine. I think it's Hamas. They're saying people who are fighting for Palestine, or not fighting, but protesting for Palestine are Hamas supporters, which is incorrect. They're actually for the people of Palestine, which Israel is bombing the shit out of Palestinians, and just saying that they're going after Hamas, and they're killing women and children. So, I mean, if you for Israel, you gotta think about it like that. Damn, they killing women and children and the elderly. Can't do that. You gotta throw the elderly in there.
Barry Weiss just got, I want to say, I don't know if it's finalized yet or not, but $150 million deal.
It's finalized.
It's finalized. $150 million deal with CBS. And I even think she called Brett Baer, $150 million deal. Editor-in-chief role, acquisition position Weiss as the top editorial voice at CBS News, overseeing a historic program like 60 Minutes, CBS Sunday Morning. She reports directly to Paramount's guidance, David Ellison, which we brought up briefly earlier. And this is she had, I think she has 140,000 members at the time, paying $10 a month. So you got $1.4 million, give or take, times 12, say $20 million business, $18 million business.
I think it's $15 million.
$15 million business on reoccurring membership base, which the valuation she probably got is higher because the cost is probably not going to be that much. What do you think about what happened with her, the success story, and her going to CBS?
So first of all, I know Barry. Anyone who knows Barry will say what I'm about to say, which is she's an extremely charming, nice person. Like interpersonally, impossible not to like Barry Weiss. Same with her wife, Nellie, like just great people. I'm also a huge proponent of independent media. I like when independent media succeeds. I like when it grows and thrives. I think more competition, the better. No issue at all. Barry Weiss can get, $800 million if she can find somebody to give it to her for the free press. Don't care about that at all. What I care about is the following. This is all, we're talking about David Ellison. It's really Larry Ellison who's behind all this. Larry Ellison is either the richest or second richest person in the world, depending on his and Elon's fluctuations in net worth. Larry Ellison, he has one main political cause, and that's Israel. He's an American citizen. He's the single largest donor, private donor to the IDF. I don't know why it's legal for an American citizen to donate money to a foreign army. I don't even know why it's illegal for American citizens to go fight in a foreign army. A lot of Americans go fight in the IDF. He donates to the IDF.
How much does he give to the IDF?
He gave, just on one night, he gave $20 million. It's, over the year. It's now, in the scheme of his wealth. Of
Is it direct to IDF or
it's
went
called
to somebody
Friends.
that
It's
went
called
to...
Friends of the IDF. It's for people to donate money. They provide services to the IDF. Choosing to do it for Israeli soldiers. Whatever. That's not my issue. I'm not, apparently
by
it's
the way,
legal.
I didn't know this. But in his mind, he could say, I pay billions of dollars into the U.S. military through taxes. He may say that, but
Still, American veterans are not doing that well, but still. Okay, in 2017, Ellison made a record-breaking single donation of $16.6 million to the Friends of the IDF.
I did not know that.
So he's donating money directly. 2014, he had more $1 million. Okay, so he's the single largest donor to the IDF. But beyond that, he's a major fanatical supporter of Israel, even though he's an American citizen, and the country that gave him his wealth is not Israel, but the United States. Whatever. But that is his cause. Right at the moment that public opinion polls are showing an unraveling of support for Israel.
Barry Weiss just got...
They're basically saying CBS is a big propaganda for Israel, pro-Israel. So back in Israel. So we're going to see a lot of stuff saying pro-Israel. But then when you see what's going on, like, it's like, oh, Israel ceasefire from bombing Hamas or bombing Palestinians, because they was bombing Palestinians, not just Hamas. And then what does Israel do? They drop more bombs on that ass. Yeah, and then if you support Israel, then you're just gonna be like, look, I mean, they're bombing Hamas. Meanwhile, men, women, and children are dying from the Palestinians, not Hamas. Hamas is a terrorist group that was tired of Israelis, pushing them back, and so they pushed back, and they used the gangs to push back. Because I don't even think Palestine doesn't even have a government, right? Am I right? Palestine don't have a government. They just there.
I want to say...
Do you remember how about a year ago a video was leaked to the public that went viral around the world? 100 million views of an IDF soldiers allegedly sodomizing a Nukhba terrorist who was detained by the IDF in a prison called State Eman. The world obviously went completely mad. The IDF's reputation was genuinely destroyed, and the video is widely used as evidence for Israel's war crimes. And within Israel, the division caused by this video was immense. The soldiers involved had their lives ruined, jobs lost, and a war raged between the right and the left. The right claimed that the soldiers were innocent and this was fabricated. The left were mad that it is our legal duty to prosecute anyone, even soldiers, for any law breach. But neither side imagined that the real story here was actually the leakage of the video, and that it was done by the highest echelons of our legal system. The damage was actually intentional, and for a year it has been covered up by those who believe that they are above the law, despite being obligated to represent it.
So they was really trying to keep this hush hush, even though, you know, it was, the video was already out there, but they was trying to figure out who leaked the video. And then when she took ownership of leaking the video, you know, now they was after us. So we won't see anything from her for a long time. But hey, they don't have anything anymore. They are a fully functional society of hospitals, colleges, and city and farmland. It's amazing to see the prophecy unfold, and the Bible said the whole world will go against Israel. Israel owns America. Yep. You know, the one thing I think about is when we talk about Israel owes America, it's like, man, America folds to... Man, I'm not even going to talk about the Jewish people, but y'all know what I'm about to say. Because Nick Cannon got chastised for it. Kanye got chastised for it. Anybody else who spoke out publicly about Jewish people, mind you, I'm going to just speak on something I do know. Rap music. Right? Okay. The terrible drill music is being pushed by record labels. Record labels are ran by who? Yes, you guessed it. They continue to push this crap, this beef crap, this drill music crap, all this out, right? And our young men and women are dying in the streets following these stupid narratives that are being pushed in hip hop and culture, because it's a cultural thing, and they keep pushing it, right? They keep pushing it because it's about the money. But we're not making the money. Our kids are dying to this music, and we're not making this money. So the same music they push out to our kids, do you think their kids listen to this? One person said, I would be damned if I let my kids listen to this music. He's a music executive that pushes out the stuff. So when I say, you know, they'll keep us doing what we do and hurting our own neighborhoods, or, you know, the people that's in our inner circle, we'll keep destroying our own people. But as long as it lines their pockets, we can't go to them and be like, look, we're tired of you putting out this type of music. We're tired of you pushing this narrative. We don't care if it sells. We don't care if it's catchy. We care about what our kids are listening to. Find this. Yes, please find that story, because it's out there. I was like, damn, that's crazy. You wouldn't let your kids listen to this, but you want to push it to our kids, put it on the radio, make a song. You know that song, who was it? It wasn't a Who I Smoke song. It was it was on TikTok. It some got shot, Tater got shot, Corbin got shot. They found his bones. It was riding. They say, where's Corbin? That song was everywhere. Of course, TikTok has nothing to do with that. That's not ran by those people. But the song was pushed out by the record label onto TikTok. That song was cleared through that record label to be on TikTok, and that song went viral. And you know what? You were actually talking about young men getting murdered, young black men getting murdered in cold blood from ignorance. And it was played and spread by millions. But they don't want us talking about them. But I'll be like, hey, you know. So, you know, when Nick Cannon said something about it, and when Nick Cannon said they the ones that run everything, and then they kind of do, it's like, nah, that's, you know, you're anti-us. I mean, it's not that you be anti-you, just like pro-us. We pro-us. And saying what was happening to us doesn't mean it's anti-you, but it means it's not all of you, but it is ran by somebody in your ethnicity that is pushing this stuff on us. But I can't say that I'm like terribly mad because NWA was ran by one of them, but we were the creators. We created the language and narrative of what's going on. Then you go to on down the line with the history of rap and the music is put out. We just talking about the music industry. We're not talking about nothing else. And so if I was to talk about something else, then it means I'm targeting that group of people, and I'm not into targeting them. I'm just calling parts of it out. Now, are some of them helpful to black families and communities? Absolutely. Absolutely. But that's not the end all be all. Yeah, he was talking about Corbin Johnson. Special Ed said this about NWA. Yeah, NWA was ran by, and it was a man that put all that stuff out. Now, it was game changing, it was life changing for them and their families, but some of that music so it is what it is. It's not to say that they're bad people. It's just say they wouldn't push that same thing on their people. So, it is what it is. Everyday people, that is it. That's what I'm saying, T6. That's exactly what I'm saying. And I'm like, that's not what it is. It's just, we're not anti-you, but we're pro-us. And when you be pro-you, you be like, you just have to tell your truth. And some people don't like it. But it is what it is. I'm not trying to be like anti-nobody. I'm just saying, I understand what people saying when y'all push this on our kids, but wouldn't let your kids listen to it. I don't get it. But thank y'all, man. Thank you, mods, Urban Girl, Joker, T6. Shout out to my boy Lee Hall. Shout out to everybody who pulled up. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Peach Morris, Janet Phillips. We had a lot of Barney, Dodd, Doodles, Remy Farson, Tony. All y'all, man, I appreciate all y'all coming through, man. We're gonna be back tomorrow night with some more hot shit. All right, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace. By the way, if you don't support the Dallas Cowboys, you're un-American. America first, baby. America's team first, baby. Even though we